So hi guys, so today we're going to be reacting to Tyler Vitelli's video, and if you don't know him, go to his YouTube channel, that's his name, Tyler Vitelli, and go subscribe. So today we're going to be reacting to one of his videos. It's called School Drills Are Dumb. So yeah, no more talking, let's get into the video.
Your school is literally on fire. Flames everywhere, smoke filling the hallways, ceiling tiles falling, total chaos. What's your first move? Well, obviously, it's to line up in alphabet.
Okay guys, sorry for pausing, but if your school has ever had a fire drill,
Order in a single file line, like you're going on a field trip to the aquarium and not actively being barbecued. School drills are ridiculous. I'm not just talking about fire drills, I'm talking about all of them. Tornado drills, lockdown drills, earthquake drills, whatever other apocalyptic scenario your school decided you need to be ready for. I don't know who came up with school drills, but I'm convinced that whoever they are, they couldn't read a full page of a Harry Potter book if you asked them to. Because these drills just made no sense. Let's start with fire drills, because this is the one everyone knows. It's the OG drill. Fire drills are supposed to prepare us for the event that the school catches on fire, which honestly is a real possibility. Like, have you seen people in chemistry class? Students watch one episode of Breaking Bad and all of a sudden want to start trying stuff. One time in my chemistry class, this kid, who I won't say his name, but his name was Derek. Anyways, Derek decided that he was gonna see what happens when he mixes every single thing that's on the table in the same beaker. And I mean everything. Every chemical, every solution, every powder. The teacher wasn't even looking when he...
Bro, why are you flipping commercial?
Did this. She was helping someone else, and Derek just started pouring things into the same beaker like he was making a smoothie. So I'm watching this happen in slow motion, and I'm just like, Derek, what are you doing? Derek, stop. Derek. But Derek didn't stop. No. Derek never stops. And after a little bit, the beaker started smoking. And not just like a little bit, no. There was smoke surrounding the classroom. It was like, we need to evacuate the building type of smoke. So of course, the fire alarm went off. Not because of a drill, but because of Derek. And you know what the teacher said right when that fire alarm went off?
All right, everyone, line up at the door.
Line up at the door? Derek just created mustard gas, and you want us to line up at the door? But we didn't. We lined up like the good little boys we were, almost passing out, and we walked slowly out of the building, all while Derek's chemical weapon dispersed through the ventilation system. And from that day on, there would be points in time where whenever I stood up, I would just randomly get lightheaded. And this never happened before that day. So I'm convinced, because we had to line up in alphabetical order in front of the door instead of just running out of that room as fast as possible, I got something wrong with me that day. Derek got suspended for 3 days for doing this, and he was pretty happy to say the least. The point is, fire drills are insane. First of all, let's talk about the fire alarm sound, because whoever designed that noise had one goal in mind, and that was to make students suffer. The alarm is so loud, it could wake someone's grandma up that's in a coma. It could shatter bulletproof glass. There'd be times where I'd be sitting in class at 8:30 in the morning, barely conscious, my eyes are half closed, my brain's running on like 2% battery, just trying to make it to lunch. And then suddenly,
no, it is true. It is true. Because you know what? So like one day in preschool, I was just like doing my work all of a sudden. And boom, the fire alarm started sounding, and everybody was like, almost my whole class was crying. So bro, it was so chaotic.
And my soul would evacuate my body before I could evacuate the building. You'd think you'd get used to it, but no, you never do. Every single time I heard that sound, it turned me into one of those chihuahuas that randomly shake the whole day for no reason. Why do they do that, by the way? And once again, the teacher would just go,
okay, everybody, line up at the door.
And you're just like, what? Like our ears are hemorrhaging, and you want us to line up at the door? Dog, I'm about to hit stick whoever's in my way just to get out of this door. And then finally, your class actually does get outside, and you see all the other classes. They're also just walking slowly like a parade of zombies. I used to see kids walking out of their classes with their hands over their ears, trying to protect what was left of their hearing, and the teachers had the audacity to tell them to put their hands down.
Sorry, little Timmy, I know your eardrums are bursting right now, but I'm gonna need you to take your hands off your ears. Thank you.
What do we need our hands down for anyway? In case we need to catch the fire? Are we gonna high five all the other people who made it out?
Good job escaping the fire, bro. Yeah.
And here's the thing that really gets me. Here's what keeps me up at night. In a real fire, no one's walking in a single file line. If there's actual flames, actual smoke.
And also, bro, this is what my teachers used to tell me. When there's a fire drill, I used to cover my ears, and they said, put your hands down. Just because if there's instructions, what flipping instructions? Just like, can't we just like get out of the building? Like, those are the only, like, that's the only thing we have to worry about, getting out the flipping building until before we die.
Actual real danger inside that building. Everyone in there is turning into prime Derrick Henry. It's about to look like Olympic tryouts with the way students will be hurtling over desks, shoving grandmas out the way, doing whatever it takes to get out of there as fast as humanly possible. And that's not me being dramatic, that's just the truth. It's just survival instincts. This is what kept our ancestors alive when they were being chased by saber-toothed tigers. Shout out to all our ancestors, by the way. I feel pretty bad for them. They never got to doom scroll. And you know what else I don't understand about fire drills? Why do the teachers take attendance making sure everyone is here? Because if you're taking attendance on that grass while the school is burning down and you find out Kevin and Miles are missing, what's the plan then, huh? Is she gonna heroically charge through the flames to find Timmy, who's been in the bathroom for the past half hour? No, she ain't doing anything. So what was even the point of the head count? Just to have accurate records for the memorial service?
Oh, so it looks like we're missing 2 students. That's unfortunate. Anyways, does anyone have any questions about the homework?
And 9 times out of 10, if there is a student missing during a fire drill, odds are they just left school when they heard that bell ring and went to Taco Bell. But fire drills aren't even the worst ones. At least with fire drills, the plan makes some kind of sense. Get out of the building. Simple. The way they do it is flawed, but at least they're trying. Tornado drills, on the other hand, make absolutely no sense. Like, none whatsoever. Now, I don't know why we even did tornado drills at my school, considering the fact that I went to school in California. Like, the closest thing I've ever experienced to a tornado is when I went through a self-service car wash. But despite this, we had tornado drills multiple times a year, and the tornado drill procedure is absolutely wild. So the tornado alarm would go off, which was different from the fire drill alarm, but equally annoying. Sounded like a dying whale, pretty much. Very soothing. But instead of going outside like during a fire drill, this time, everyone would gather into the hallway, and we'd get down on our knees, face the wall, and put our hands on the back of our head. That was it. That was the plan. That was how we were gonna survive a tornado, by throwing it back in the hallway. I'm sorry, I don't see the logic. What exactly is that supposed to do? Is the tornado just gonna see us kneeling there and be like, ooh, they're in the tornado position. Guess I'll leave them alone. They clearly know what they're doing. Like, I'm just gonna say what we're all thinking. If a tornado hits our school, we're all gonna be on the back of a milk cart.
How many guys can we invite? 10?
200.
300?
Enough. We can't invite everybody.
Everyone's invited. Just click the link and join.
The next day. Like, we ain't making it past that. We're done. It doesn't matter if we're kneeling, laying down, doing a handstand. I'm not sure the people who created these drills know what a tornado really can do. A tornado will pick up your entire building and yeet it into the next county. I've seen it. Well, at least, like, on YouTube I have. And we couldn't even talk during these drills. Not at all. We had to be completely silent or else we'd get in trouble. And I get the logic behind that one, right? You don't want the tornado to hear you. Like, it's gonna change direction if it hears Arnold yapping in the hallway. I wasn't gonna go over the school, but I'm pretty sure I just heard Johnny sneeze. Let's go destroy his whole campus now. Let's talk about the position. The duck and cover. The fetal position. The I've accepted my fate pose. You're telling me that if a tornado hits, the best I can do is curl up into a ball and wish for the best? What is it protecting? My neck? From what? Flying debris? Let me just tell you this. If the roof is collapsing and there's debris flying at me fast enough to hurt my neck, me putting my hands over it isn't gonna do anything. I feel recoil just when I give people high fives. So a piece of wood flying at my head at 200 miles per hour is going straight through my hands. But we practice it like it's gonna save our lives. Like, this one simple trick is the difference between life and death. Matter of fact, has anyone watching this ever actually experienced a tornado at school and did this position? And if so, did it work? Meteorologists hate him. Local student survives a tornado with this one weird position. It's just not gonna happen. If the tornado hits, we're all in trouble. The only thing that matters is if the tornado decides to hit our building or not. But the most embarrassing tornado drill I ever experienced was during swimming class. We're in the pool, doing laps, everyone's in swimsuits. Hair's all wet, smelling like chlorine, and randomly, the tornado alarm goes off. We know it's not an actual tornado because we can see the sky and it's 75 degrees, no wind, and sunny. But our teacher blows his whistle and goes,
Everyone out! Tornado! Let's go!
we all get out of the pool. We're standing there dripping wet. And our teacher says,
No time to change. We need to get inside now.
so I'm out here, just in swim trunks, not quite looking like a bodybuilder to say the least. And we had to all go over into the classrooms while everyone else is in their normal clothes. We're running through the hallways in swimsuits, leaving wet footprints. You could just hear our feet slapping against the tile. All the other students were staring, pointing, laughing, and someone yells,
Why are they in swimsuits?
I know that was you, Jimmy. I still don't like you. Someone else whips out their phone and takes pictures of us. So, if you ever see a photo of me from that day in the school hallway, it was AI, okay? It was AI. So then we had to do the AO position you do during tornado drills, but soaking wet. And we're just in that position for probably 10 minutes. But since I'm wet, there's water leaking from my body onto the ground. And eventually it leaked all the way to the student that was sitting next to me. So he got mad and said,
Bro, did you just pee on me?
No. But he said it so loudly that I saw a bunch of people turn their head and definitely think I did do that. Now, we need to talk about lockdown drills. Now, you guys all know, this is my bread and butter. This is my time to cook right here. I'm a pro when it comes to these. This is where things get intense. Because lockdown drills are a uniquely American experience. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure other countries don't even practice this. They're over there doing fire drills, maybe earthquake drills, and tea parties or whatever they do in Europe. That's it. But in America, we have lockdown drills because we're America and we can't have nice things. Well, except for Chick-fil-A. It's weird that you guys don't have that in any other countries yet. It truly is amazing. The perfectly crusted chicken, the waffle fries, and the sauce. Oh, the sauce. Wait, what was this video about again? Oh, okay, drills, here we go. The lockdown drill procedure is absolutely wild when you think about it. The announcement comes on, this is a lockdown drill. Teachers, please secure your classrooms. And then everyone goes into lockdown mode. First, you turn off the lights, because apparently the darkness will protect you. This is like when I thought if I put my covers on when I'm in bed, the monsters won't get to me. I just imagine an intruder coming on a campus and all of a sudden the lights shut off. So they're just like,
Wait, where did all the students go? There must be no one here. You know what, bro? I give up. I'm going home. If only they had the lights on, I would have found them.
and then the next step is to lock the door. Okay, that would actually make sense. Like, obviously, if someone's breaking into your school, if your door's locked, it's gonna be harder for them to get in. I'll give them that one. 1 point for the drill designers. But then, here's where it gets crazy. Because the next step is for everyone in the class to go to one corner of the room. The same corner. All 30 students crammed into one spot, hiding. And you have to be quiet. Like, dead silent. No one's allowed to talk. No moving. No breathing too loud, just a pile of students sitting there in the dark, waiting. Now let me ask you something. If you were looking for people in a building and you opened a classroom door, would you not see 30 kids crammed into the same corner? It's like we're trying to make it easier for the school intruder. Instead of being spread out around the room where at least some of us will have a chance to escape, we're all just in one place. But that's the drill. That's what we practice. Huddling together in the dark, hoping that nobody opens the door. But here's the thing that really gets me about lockdown drills. Because all the students are forced to do these drills, right? Everyone knows the procedure. Shut the lights off and be quiet. So this seems like a good idea until you realize the intruder is probably doing the drills with us. They did these same drills. They sat in the same corners. They know exactly what's gonna happen during a lockdown. So what's the element of surprise here? What's the strategic advantage? When they walk into a classroom and see that it's dark in there and no one's talking, you think they're gonna forget all the times where they practiced this same drill? It's like playing hide and seek, but you told the secret exactly where you're gonna hide before the game started. Okay, I'm gonna hide in the closet. The closet that's in the bedroom, and I'm gonna hide behind the coats. So just don't.
Soccer is a game of speed. The key to success is making the right decisions at the right time.
Look in there. Okay, please, thank you. But we still practice it anyway. I remember one lockdown drill that went completely sideways. We're in class, doing our thing, and the announcement comes on. This is a lockdown. Teacher turns off the lights, locks the door. We all go to the corner. Everything is normal. But then, nothing happens. Usually the drill lasts like 10 or 15 minutes. An administrator then walks around, checks the doors, makes sure that they're locked, and then they announce the drill is over. But this time, we're sitting there for 20 minutes, and then 30 minutes, and all of a sudden 40 minutes. So we started to think, wait, is this a real lockdown? Maybe this isn't a drill. And because we're all crowded together, people are starting to get antsy. We're crammed in this corner. It's hot. It's uncomfortable. Someone definitely farted and isn't owning up to it. The air is getting thick with tension and mystery gas from the students that were just in PE the period prior. Our teacher was trying to stay calm, but you could tell they were confused too. She keeps checking her phone and then looking at the door, like waiting for some update. Eventually an hour goes by. A full hour of sitting in the dark, in the corner, in silence, just marinating in someone's fart. And now people are starting to freak out.
Is this real? Did something actually happen? Why is this taking so long?
Is this how it ends?
I saw some kids start to text their parents, Mom, I love you, Dad, I love you. There was one kid who must have just not liked his parents because I saw his text message which said, it's finally time. Some kids are making jokes. One kid fell asleep, just completely passed out, and started to snore. I respect that, honestly. But then finally, after an hour and a half, the announcement comes on. Lockdown drill is over. Thanks for your cooperation. That's it. No explanation, no apology, just the drill is over. Go back to learning. We later found out that the speakers stopped working, so they had to go to every classroom individually and tell them the lockdown was over. But I don't know if somehow they just missed my classroom or what, because they never did that. But the worst experience I ever had with a school lockdown was all because of my phone. Because during lockdown drills, like I said, you have to be completely silent, not a whisper, not a peep, total silence. The idea is that if you're quiet, nobody will know you're in there. The room will seem empty, so danger will pass by. But one time during a drill, I got so bored of just sitting there doing nothing that I pulled out my phone and tried to start playing Clash of Clans. But unfortunately, my volume was not off, and that stupid ringtone on that stupid game is so loud. So I opened the app and it went... Teacher immediately sprinted over to me and took my phone. But here's the thing, schools aren't quiet places. Schools are loud. So if suddenly, in the middle of the day, the entire school goes silent, that's basically an announcement that everyone is hiding. Sometimes it feels like we're just trying to make it easier for the intruder. And have you ever tried to keep 30 teenagers quiet for a prolonged period of time? It's impossible. Next up, we got earthquake drills. Now, I don't even know if all of you out there have done earthquake drills because I'm pretty sure you can only get an earthquake in certain areas. If you're a scientist or Scientologist or whatever out there and you know if that's true or not, please let me know. But like, with me going to school in California my whole life, we would have an earthquake every 4 seconds. It wasn't weird at all for a... Oh wait, I think we're having one right now actually. Do you feel the ground shaking? Wait. Oh no, that's just my dad in the bathroom. Anyways, when you feel the earth shaking beneath you, the game plan here is pretty simple. You just hide right under your desk and pray. That's all. And if your classroom happens to collapse, oopsie. I will say this, out of all the drills, the earthquake one is pretty valid. Like, whoever thought of this one was kind of cooking. I mean, the desks are pretty much made of steel, so they're safe to hide under. Like, think about this. Out of all your years in school, have you ever seen a desk break? I haven't, and I've had one thrown at me before. Don't ask why. But anyways, they're pretty safe protection. Personally though, if I feel a heavy earthquake incoming to the point where I think the roof might collapse, I'm jumping out the window. I don't care how many times I practice crouching under my desk. If I ever feel the slightest shake in the ground, I'm out of there. It'd be like this.
So if you carry 67 to the power of 2, then you get 40... Oh no, there's an earthquake. Wait, why did Tyler just jump out the window again? I don't know, but that's the 3rd window he's broke this week.
Even if jumping through the window doesn't work, at least the last position I was in wasn't the face down, cheeks up pose that you do during tornadoes. Now let's talk about the different types of students. Even if jumping through the window doesn't work, at least the last position I was in wasn't the face down, cheeks up pose that you do during...
Wait, look. SpongeBob SquarePants. Okay, let me stop.
tornadoes. Now let's talk about the different types of students during these drills, because I guarantee you fall under one of these categories. Every school has these exact people. First, you've got the kid who takes it way too seriously. They treat these drills like the real thing. It's like when that alarm goes off, they become a veteran having flashbacks to the war. I remember one time during a fire drill, I had one of these kids in my class, and the moment the fire alarm went off, he sprinted over to the wall, grabbed the fire extinguisher, and told everyone to get in a single file line behind him. No one listened to him, of course, but what made it really funny was the teacher then said,
Michael, just shut up, dude.
all these students are definitely future ROTC kids. But then you've got the complete opposite. You've also got the student that doesn't take these drills seriously at all. Oh, the fire alarm went off? Cool. Time to go walk a marathon around the school. Maybe I'll travel to Europe during...
That's me, like, genuinely. Like, I don't care. No, like, right now, I'm going to 3rd grade, and, like, in 1st grade and 2nd grade, I, like, genuinely have not cared about a flippin' fire drill, but in kindergarten and preschool, like, yeah, obviously.
Drill. They're going everywhere except to the field where you're supposed to go. What's that? Oh, there's a lockdown drill happening? I think you mean nap time. The lights are off, everyone's being silent. This is the perfect time to catch up on the 4 hours of sleep I got last night from doom scrolling too much. Like, there was a time where my high school got a bomb threat called in. I know, whoa, that's a little more serious than a fire alarm going off. I don't know who was beefing with 15-year-olds enough to call this in, but anyways, we never practiced a bomb threat drill before, so no one knew what to do. So the teachers just made every class assemble in the good old alphabetical order line, and we went outside, forcing us all to touch grass against our own will. And we're out there for a while, assuming this is just a drill, and nothing serious is going on. People were taking this so unseriously that I remember looking around and seeing a huge game of Duck Duck Goose between like 50 students. As if there wasn't literally a SWAT team entering our school at that same moment, making sure there wasn't a Call of Duty kill streak in one of the classrooms. And for some reason, one kid had a football with him, so all of a sudden, people are running a pickup football game while we're waiting to see if the school's gonna explode or not. And of course the teachers tried to stop it, but the students would just use them as blockers to get another touchdown. And by these students, I also mean me, because I was playing in that game. So most people don't take drills seriously at all. And I don't blame them. The rules are ridiculous. They need to be changed. So if you're watching this right now, show this video to your teachers, your principal, your vice principal, your janitor, and tell them to hire me, and I will personally come to your school and come up with better drills. I'm being serious, by the way. I'm unemployed. I need a job really bad. Someone please help me.
Send professional invoices and get paid faster, all with the QuickBooks mobile app. Easily create and send.
Okay, so guys, this is gonna be all for today. So, and make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and also like, comment, share, and subscribe to Tyler Vitelli and me, like, obviously. So this is gonna be all for today. Bye. And by the way, happy 4th of July.